Welcome to the comic verse. It is great to be back. We got three fresh books for you to look at today. One of these books, of course, is a favorite of mine, and that is Moon Knight. And we're actually going to start this off with something we know. We last left off with Moon Knight. He had to have a conversation with his other personalities, Jake Lockley and of course Stephen Grant. This book is actually pretty interesting because you learn exactly how they work together as the trifecta that creates Moon Knight. And how Steven handles the money. He also is able to get in contact with those people who have a lot more influence. And Jake Lockley, he handles the on the street, the back alleys, that kind of deal. And you find out like it's pretty much a checks and balances order of harmony that they do. And for the most part, it's just a fairly great, straightforward book. But when he was last attacked, it was by the structure, that vampire organization. And it seems that in order to take over New York, they have to move into Chinatown.
Okay.
And Moon Knight is the thing that's standing in the way. And now he is using the help of those around him, including Soldier, who was recently turned into a vampire,
Right.
as well as Hunter's Moon. And it's him working together with his personalities, working together with his new friends and partners. It's shaping up to be an interesting book. I'm curious to see how the battle in Chinatown goes, and that apparently seems to be the next issue that they're teasing at there. So very much excited, looking forward to it. And that's Moon Knight number 15. And that brings us. I'm gonna save the other book because the other book is super special.
Right. Yeah.
Ninjets number 1. So hey, what this book? It's interesting. If you're familiar with things like Battle Royale or Squid Game, Hunger Games, it's kind of the same premise in this book. How do you say it, Jeff?
Ninjettis.
Ninjettis.
That's how it's said. That's how Chris said it. He owns the shop. He knows.
Yeah. Ninjets. It's interesting. As you can see, there's 3. We don't know who the 3 are yet. But it starts with a group of kids. Well, actually, it starts with a girl being shot in the head. Spoiler.
Okay.
But no, it starts with a group of kids taking an aptitude test. Like those standardized testing that they make you do in school and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just at the same time, there is a shit. How do I do this around the algorithm? Yeah, there was a prepubescent shooting at a learning place. And that's what this is actually about.
Oh.
So they started doing the standardized testing to be able to figure out who would be the next person that would go on a spree at an educational center.
Oh.
It was a test for like Minority Report, basically.
Kinda. That's kind of how it works. And that random, these kids were plucked from their schools or their homes and all brought to this one location because apparently the testing showed that at some point they would have done something that would have affected, many people in a very violent way.
Right.
That's what makes this pretty fucking interesting because all of a sudden you're like, what? That's pretty heavy, right?
Yeah,
That's pretty crazy.
So get this, we're introduced to 11 girls. It's like we don't know all their names yet. They just got dropped off in this place, and there's crates there. One of these crates is a red crate that has food. There's another crate that has like a bunch of medicine and bandages and stuff in it. One girl opens a crate and finds a television. She plugs it in, it automatically comes on, and that's when this little ninja mascot pops up. And it's kind of like Gantz, if you've ever seen the anime Gantz. It's kind of like that.
I thought that movie was like, I thought it was a real movie when that first time I ever watched it.
Yeah.
That animation style, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that, and like they've been brought together, and it's like there are only 3 diplomas available at the end of the week, and you have to decide who gets those 3 diplomas. And of course, you'll do what comes naturally. And then it pretty much ends right there. So they're like trying to figure it out, and that's when one girl just kind of appeared out of nowhere. She's chilling at her crate. Her crate's the black crate. That's the one that she went to first.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, she's got like this punk shit on.
Yeah.
But she's not like the goth girl. We haven't met the goth girl yet. I know she's coming though. Anyway, she pretty much says, I'm the class president here, so you're pretty much going to do what I say, because The way I see it is there's 10 of us because one girl decided to run off the moment she got dropped off. So she's probably dead. We don't know. She might come back later. We'll see. I'm interested to see where this goes. And the one girl starts arguing was I was actually a class president. And so what I actually have leadership skills. So what I say actually goes. And that's when the other girl shoots her in the fucking head. And that's where the book starts. Yeah. So
Well, that's a heavy starting.
yeah,
That's crazy. That's a build up.
you would not think looking at this that this would actually be pretty fucking dope, but I'm gonna give you a recommend if you're looking for something new to read.
So I did good.
They also pose a question that I also question. It's like, wait, girls don't normally do those kinds of sprees.
Yeah.
Where are all the boys? One of them asked that question. Where are the boys? But we get sidetracked off of that.
Huh.
Something to think about.
Hmm.
My favorite book.
Yeah.
This one picked out by my lovely brother over here.
Yeah.
I'm all beautiful.
Yeah.
Myself.
I did it. I didn't suck this week.
Yes, he did not suck this week. This here is
Well,
Shock
shut up.
While he was there at the shop anyway.
Shock Shop. I fucking love it. So far, I've only read half of the book, and I'll get to why. But that first half is pretty fucking cool. Guy moves into a house. He's got joint custody of his kids. He gets them on the weekends, you know. Just moved into this place. Well, this place has some weird quirks about it. This is very much not like that last book I read about the Me You Love in the Dark. It's not like that at all. But it seems that his house is haunted by spirits, but they unpacked and everything and are getting to know him and his kids, and it kind of ends on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Now, what makes this book cool is that when it opens, you're introduced to the character on the cover. And her name is Desdemona Nimue Moreau.
Okay.
Why couldn't you just remember that off the top of your head?
Desdemona Nimue.
I'm pretty sure they'll give her something that rolls a lot nicely off the tongue.
Just call her D.
Des.
We're calling her D.
Call her
Just
D.
call her D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's pretty much kind of, if you've ever seen Creep Show or Tales from the Crypt, hell, early Vampirella, this is like an anthology book. It introduces you, to these different stories
Right.
through a host character. And I really fucking love that. But the coolest part is that when you got to the end of the story here.
Yeah, show. It's stupid
Sound
cool.
better?
I didn't even know it did this. I just picked it out because
Yeah.
Chris said
Apparently
it's
the
about
mic
a
was
haunted
quiet.
comic book shop. I was like, cool. What's that now?
I said apparently the mic was quiet compared to usual.
First and foremost,
Mine?
the last page is metal.
Everybody's.
I absolutely love that. That's just metal as hell.
Yeah, look at that.
But that's when you find out that the house is actually haunted by a bunch of ghoulies. But then you see Des again. She says, don't turn the page, flip the book over, and
Oh.
start a new terrifying tale. So what do? Close the book, you flip it over, turn it around,
No
there's your other
book.
story. Holy fuck, that's cool. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a highly recommend. I enjoy it. I love anthology books, especially when it comes to that campy style horror. Fucking love it. And oftentimes stories like this, they can be short, sweet, but also really fucking twisted. So definitely excited. I'm going to go on ahead and give this my recommendation of book of the year. I think last year it was Carmen. This year I'm going to give it to Shock Shop.
Look what I did.
Adding this to my pull list.
Look what I did.
Great.
Huh.
Look what I did.
Fucking great book.
I did it. He likes my
And the
suggestions.
first story was really well done. It was nicely written. I love the art style. It was a little cartoony in spots, but that was to kind of like disarm you.
I understand.
For the
Yeah,
book.
absolutely.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was a little cartoony, and then it kind of disarms you once you get to that last page. It's like,
So,
Yeah.
I recently watched the new Thor.
did you?
Yes,
I'm so sorry.
and I thought it was really good,
He said so sorry.
and it was very like for children. It's like a comic book for kids
Yeah.
type movie.
A
And
lot of people,
is it supposed to be?
a lot of people are starting to see that. And that's all well and good because Disney has a formula. But keep in mind that is Disney. Now, is that true to the character?
That's what I was wondering. Is if
No.
it's supposed to be lit like that?
No.
No.
Not
Okay.
at all.
Well, for
question.
what
Hold
they
on now.
wanted it
Hold
to
on.
be,
Listen.
for what they wanted it to be, it was really good.
Disney's algorithm, and as opposed to every other one, the only thing I think they need to change is that they need to grow with people. So when they took on like Star Wars, for instance, and they started with, let's bring in brand new fans, let's start young, all that kind of stuff. We're talking about
Instead of focusing on the kid over and over and over.
No. Not focusing on the kid, focusing on the magic of storytelling, the magic of it. Like it not being like anybody can watch it and understand it. You got a girl, she's going through some stuff. She's, learning some things. She's supposed to become a hero, all that kind of stuff. It's not just about the art of storytelling. It's the magic of it to where you're able to bring the kids in, right? Well, then, we're talking about Marvel starting well over 12 years ago. When did Iron Man 1 come out?
About 12 years ago.
Yeah, so like
In a minute.
you think about it, those people who were part of that, that age bracket that they were honing in on, the 8 to 12-year-olds to bring in though that brand new sect of people, they're adults now. So when they get into the new line of storytelling, even though they're supposed to bring in just as many of the new people as possible, they have this whole group of people that they have to dedicate a lot of stuff to because that's what they were raised on. And sometimes when it's all about the fun and the wonder and the magic and all that kind of stuff, it kind of gets lost in the translation.
The 90s X-Men cartoon that we grew up on goes harder than a lot of the recent Phase 4 slate.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's true.
But then that's why we were able to handle Avengers Endgame and Infinity War.
Max handled it well. He's still a kid.
No, I'm just saying. Imagine like not being in any nerddom whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Max has always been. Max is a horror fan.
Mm-hmm.
Max is a different kind of kid. But you got people who are able to watch it, understand the storytelling, but also understand the impact as well.
Yeah.
It's a little different when you got a new story and you're starting a new phase, if you will, and they're still trying to, the wonder, the magic, the love of it all, as opposed to is this what Thor really does?
And you'll play devil's advocate to anything.
I will.
Either way, like the direction is like everything is jokes and funny, and in a world post, everyone being turned to dust and coming back, it should be a much darker and much more uncertain place. And so far, the only hero that's managed to tap into that has been Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even a Multiverse of Madness really touched on it. That and where there was a through plot for the original run of films up to Phase 3, and they ended in Endgame. This new slate of films doesn't seem to have a direction.